Welcome to Quick MCAT Lessons, where I try to explain MCAT topics in 10 minutes or less. Today, we're diving into the anatomy of the eye. I recommend that you open up a labeled diagram of the eye while we were going through this. I think it would really help with associating each topic to its actual position. So let's start with the conjunctiva. The conjunctiva is a thin layer that lines the inside of your eyelid, and it also covers the anterior part of the sclera. It does not line the cornea, however. The cornea is the clear outermost layer of the eye. It's a thick sheet and is the anterior 1/6 of the eye. It bends light and it helps focus incoming images. The sclera is the whites of the eye. It's a thick, fibrous tissue that covers the posterior 5/6 of the eyeball, and it's used as an attachment point for muscles. It's also an extra layer of protection and structure for the eye and is lined with the conjunctiva. And just a quick note, this is the posterior 5/6 and the cornea is the anterior 5/6. The choroid is a network of blood vessels that helps nourish the retina. It's the layer between the white of the eye and the retina, and it's pigmented black, which means it absorbs any stray light in the eye. The anterior chamber is a space filled with aqueous humor, and it's behind the cornea. Aqueous humor provides pressure to maintain shape of the eyeball, and it allows nutrients and minerals to supply cells of the cornea and iris. The pupil is an adjustable opening in the middle of the iris, and it's controlled by the iris. The pupil modulates the amount of light that can get into the eye. And the iris gives the eye color and it modulates the pupil. So if it contracts the pupil, it gets smaller, and if the iris relaxes, the pupil gets bigger. The lens bends the light so it focuses on the fovea of the retina, and it changes shape due to the ciliary muscle. This is a process called accommodation. It does this to adjust how much light it bends. You also have suspensory ligaments, which are attached to a ciliary muscle. These two things form the ciliary body. The ciliary body secretes aqueous humor. Then you have the posterior chamber, which is the area behind the iris to the back of the lens. This is also filled with aqueous humor. And you have the vitreous chamber, which is filled with vitreous humor, and it's the big chamber in the middle of the eye. Vitreous humor, like aqueous humor, is the gel filling a chamber, in this case the vitreous chamber, and it helps keep its shape and maintain pressure. The retina is the back layer where photoreceptors convert light into neural signals. The macula is a special part of the retina, which is rich in cones, but it also has some rods. The fovea is a special part of the macula, and it's completely covered in cones, no rods, and it's very specialized for sharp central vision. There are many more rods than cones. Rods are located in the periphery, and they are super sensitive to light, but they don't detect color. They are great for night vision, and this is why we can still detect motion in the dark with our periphery. This also explains why color is better when looking at something in the center of the eye. But if you look at something with the periphery of your eye, it will be harder to discern color. Now you have cones. These are concentrated in the fovea, which is the center of the retina. They allow for color vision and fine detail in bright light. That's it for today. In the next episode, we'll talk about retinal cell types and feature detection.